guys remember a few videos back, such a sad day, where I had to take the Sparco seat out of the RX-7, though it was for good reason. It gets worse. Welcome back to the channel, dudes. What's up? What's happening? So yeah, like I said today, another Sparco seat kind of deal. And as soon as we do that, I want to get into a little update on the El Camino because I've done a few things since we last spoke. That's unfortunate. Step into the lounge, check it out. This has changed a little bit too since last time you guys were here. So anyways, sad day, but let me move my socks. Taking apart the sim rig, whatever you want to call this thing. Been fun. Drove on it all winter long. Put the Momo steering wheel, my custom made adapter. And Sparco seat, which is worth more than the entire driving rig combined with the Xbox. I got an idea about doing a little video series with this winter, a little comparing tuning to real life kind of thing. Let me know if you guys think that would be cool. Hit that in the comment section, please. That looks terrible. What do you think, Jimmy? So let's go over this real quick and then let you guys get on your way. So I took the seat off the rig for the El Camino. Previously in another video, much earlier, I took the Sparco seat that I had in the RX-7 out. Now they're not perfect matches. One's a Sparco Evo 2, the other is an Evo 3. And if you know those numbers and stuff, well, the Evo 3 is a very big seat. The 2 is a little smaller, and the Evo obviously is the smallest one of that series. So, Evo 2 fits pretty good. I'm a pretty big dude. I'm like 6'2", around the 240 pound mark. So the Evo 2 was pretty good. Like, I think it wasn't too snug and it held me good. From a safety point of view, it was probably the best option. Problem with that seat, it really didn't fit well in the RX-7. I explained that in other videos. You can go back and check them out. But the Evo 2 barely fit inside the RX-7. When I shut the doors, it would hit the door panel, and that was not cool. And it was really hard to get that seat to mount low to the ground because it was so wide. It's actually wide in comparison to the place you have in an RX-7. Anyways, if you guys know those cars, that's a tight cockpit inside that car. Real small, not a lot of headroom, not a lot of width in it between the trans tunnel and the door. Not too much room to play with. So the option for that would probably be like maybe some Brad Lomax. Those seem to fit pretty well, or Brid, however you want to call it. But I see those are pretty expensive. So what I'm thinking is a set of Sparco Sprints for that seat, like I initially had and sold to my brother-in-law, Jamie. But yeah, I might just go back with another set of those. The color, I'm not sure yet because I've got plans for the RX-7. But today, what I want to talk about is the El Camino. So you guys have probably seen all the videos up to date. Let me just clean this off so we can see what we're looking at. You've seen everything up to date. You've seen the work that I've already done to it in the previous stages, and that started last summer. So over the winter, it was kind of hard for me to work on stuff, but I made do, did a little bit. But now that summer's here, I got vacation time and stuff like that. We're kind of in full swing. So I did a lot of work to it. You haven't seen the work done to it, but I'll throw a little clip in here real quick. So that's where we're at so far. And as you can see behind me, I've been doing a little more work to it. I explained in a previous video about the interior, the back firewall, the trans tunnel, the drive shaft tunnel, all that stuff. But my most recent job that I've done, accomplishment, is the back half of the roll cage. As you can see behind me, it's got a pretty cool setup in there with the rad. So let's have a good look at that. as you can see there, I got a lot of still like fine tuning. It's just tacked in there right now. The downpipes are pretty much in place. These ones here are pretty much in place, but the ones that go here, they have to be like final adjustment and stuff like that. I just tacked them in real quick just to get an idea where it was going, because that was the end of the day. I had things to do and I had places to be, so I had to make that real quick. But the back half of the roll cage, pretty much where I want it to be. So I took the liberty of jumping ahead, even though the car's not even running yet and I won't need it yet. And there's a lot of things I should have done before a rear mount radiator, but I lined that up in there here. Going to be plenty of room to mount the fuel cell, stuff I need for fuel delivery. And then I'm thinking over here in the corner, put a battery bracket nice down low. Now I'm probably going to put a piece of sheet metal across the floor here, and that might cover up a bunch of stuff. Plus I'm thinking it's going to get maybe some airflow to the radiator. On this back section here, I'm actually thinking about putting a pipe that kind of goes up and goes across to there, because I feel like it kind of gives the back end a nice little aggressive look. It's almost off-road influence. And actually, if you look back here, the way the chassis is built, the frame is all kind of high, then it kicks down nice and low down here. You can see right there where it goes down low. Kind of makes me think of a trophy truck or a pre-runner style thing. So, something to think about now that I know I could probably pull it off. Real quick, back to my idea about putting the pipe here. As you can see, if I put this little bar here, kind of gives you an idea what I would sort of do, sort of put it maybe around that height, just about level with the roof line, I think would be cool. And it's hard to see from back there, but it kind of gives it an aggressive little look and makes this kind of grab bar, so you can do anything there. It opens up a bunch of options. You can go all hillbilly and put some lights on there. But if I do put that piece of sheet metal down there on the floor, technically it means that if you're rolling through parades, you could have your friends stand back here and hang onto the bar and throw t-shirts out at everybody and stickers. Woo! So that's where I'm at now with the rear of the car. So the other thing I did, as you can see, or I just mentioned at the beginning of this video, was the Sparco seats. So I got the Sparco seats in here, the Evo 2 and the Evo 3. I'm actually gonna swap those positions because the Evo 2 I fit pretty well in, nice and snug. The Evo 3 is a little loose for me. So I'm gonna put the Evo 3 in the passenger side, bring along some cushions when we go to the track and everything else. That way anybody can fit in the seat, nice, snug, and safe, not flop around too much, because that's what they're designed for, is to keep you planted in high G-force, acceleration, and inertia. Is that right? Anyways, I'm gonna put the Evo 2 in the driver's seat because I fit good in it. I've got some really massive friends, like some big dudes that I know are gonna love this thing and love to come drifting. So I will put the Evo 2 3 seat in the passenger side. Then we take a look behind the seats. I can move that real quick. Yeah, but so we got the crossbar, but I have to put a harness bar in it. Now I need to get these seats mounted properly to the floors where they're gonna sit for good, so that I could put the harness bar that fits back here at the appropriate position, because there's actually a scientific kind of setup where you got to put it in the right spot, because if not, you could actually break your back or do harm to yourself by doing that in the wrong spot. So everything's kind of lining up pretty good, like this bar across and stuff. All kinds of stuff I can build off of. So we'll take a look at the other side real quick. Like I said, this won't be the seat that sits there, but it does look cool with these two seats. So the next thing, like I said, is the crossbar in the back, maybe the bar up in the back here, depending how I like it. I got to finish the welding off there, find a fuel cell, and have to order that. And then I have a lot of work to do down here in the floors. I got some old chunky metal crap from the stock stuff to cut, get rid of. I'm gonna get rid of that. Make all the floor so the seats sit where I need them to be, and then I move forward a little bit. I have to try to fit a steering column down here, make it pass through. I got ample room to pass it through, that's for sure. These bars are not even welded in really, so I can move those. And I'm gonna have to find a way to get the steering down to here. Now, if you're paying attention to these videos and watching, if you haven't, go check all my videos. It's worth it. But this is not the right universal joint for that, but that's off of 240. This whole setup, the whole front suspension of this car and rear suspension, all the footwork is actually off of a C4 Corvette. So I'm gonna have to try to find a way to make the stock steering column, which I have for the El Camino. Probably gonna use that because, you know, building on a budget. Got to make that adapt to this and pass all the way through here because nothing in here is stock. No more firewall. It's going to be pushed back because the motor is pushed back about 8.5, 0.6 inches, something around there. Total custom motor mounts. These are kind of just tacked together too in case at this point of putting the steering column in, I'm going to have to chop that up and try to make it work, make everything pass. So that's the next challenge. Hopefully going to work on that really soon. I just wanted to keep you guys up to date. So that's pretty much it for this video, guys. A lot of talky talk, but that's like just an update video. I do have footage of all the work that I've done on this. I haven't missed one shot of that, but I had that footage aside because it takes long to edit. I like to do that more like a production style kind of thing where it's got some sort of like, you know, plan behind it. It's edited. I take my time on it more, where these are kind of like vlogs where I just get in touch with you guys and tell you what's going on. So it's been a blast. Stick around. Next time we talk about this, hopefully I'll have the seats mounted, the harness bar done. We'll know if we do that piece in the back or not, and the steering sort of lined up and sort of fitted and figured out, because the next thing after that obviously is going to be the gas pedal, the brake pedal, the clutch, and all that other stuff. So that's it for now, dudes. Thank you so much for watching. Subscribe.